Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So there were quite a few of you who enjoyed last week's video where I did a full face, full glam kind of summer makeup look that was going to be heat proof, sweat proof, the whole 9 yards. But there was also quite a few of you who wanted to see a lighter weight, easier, quicker, glowier, dewier makeup. So in today's video, that's exactly what we're doing. I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this lightweight, glowy makeup. It's going to be super quick, very minimal product, but it's also going to last through the summer heat as well. So if you were one of the people who wanted to see a lighter weight video, or if you just want to see how to achieve a lighter weight, glowy makeup, then this video is for you. So like always, enough yapping, let's get right into the video. Okay, before we start anything, obviously I'm going to clip my bangs back, but I do want to acknowledge my background. We have a little bit of construction going on in our room. Tyler's doing the floors, and our room is a little rough right now. There's boxes, our doors to our closet are off, and it's a little bit of a hot mess in here, but I did want to get a video out for you guys, so that's why I am kind of with the background like this, but I hope you guys don't mind. Also, my baby boy is sleeping somewhere back there, and I'm hoping that he doesn't wake up. If he does, it is what it is. But just like the full face of makeup, we are going to start with skincare. Again, skincare is probably one of the most important steps when it comes to applying any kind of makeup. I just feel like it really sets the foundation for your foundation. Today I'm starting off with the Aqua Bomb Hydrating Toner from Belief. Since I've gotten tan and since I've been in the sun more, my skin actually is a little bit more dry. I did get sunburnt. This one, it's just gonna give us a little bit of that boost in our hydration that we need. This is another one of my very loved toners. As you guys can see, the bottle's pretty much gonna be empty in the next couple uses. Next, I'm gonna be going in with the Jenabelle PDRN 3% Hyper Boost Ampule. This is a newer product in my routine, but I am absolutely loving the way that my skin has been looking and feeling, especially after using this. I did make a small TikTok video explaining the benefits of the PDRN creams, but I'll list a few on the side of me somewhere so that you can just get a quick idea of the benefits of products that contain PDRN and also what PDRN is. I used this product in my last video, but this is probably a must in my routine. This is the Thirst Burst Drops from e.l.f. This is just another product that is going to be super hydrating, and it also makes your skin look a lot more dewy. While the serum's set into the skin, I'm going to go in with my eye cream, and for that I'm using the Herbivore Supernova Vitamin C and Caffeine Eye Cream. I use this one in my full coverage summer makeup as well. The next product I have is the Jenabelle PDRN Enriched Recovery Balm. This is another product from Jenabelle, and it's also another product that contains PDRN, but this is also something that has been in my routine since I received this, and honestly, I have nothing bad to say about it. This is also another product that gets used day and night in my routine. And lastly, in the skincare portion, we're going to be applying a sunscreen, and we're going to be using the Glow Screen from Supergoop. This one has SPF 40. This sunscreen is a holy grail whenever I'm doing a lightweight type of makeup. It just makes the skin look nice and glowy, but it's also protecting your skin from the sun. Another great affordable option for sunscreen is going to be the e.l.f. Sunbeam sunscreen. I'll put a picture of it somewhere on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about, but that one's basically, in my opinion, like a dupe for the Glow Screen from Supergoop. But as you guys can see, I am super glowy right now thanks to this sunscreen, and I feel like this is a big portion of this makeup routine because this is really just like the main thing that's gonna have us looking really, really glowy today. Just like always, I like to make sure that my skincare sits for at least 10 minutes before applying any other makeup. So I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes and then we'll be back to apply the makeup. All right, 15 minutes is up. The first thing that we are going to apply is primer, and for that I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is a great primer for helping makeup stick on throughout the day. I also noticed that it gives the skin a nice glow, so that's why I chose this primer for today's makeup. You just want to allow 30 seconds after applying this to move on to any foundations, concealers, things like that. Now, this is where things kind of switch up a little bit. Usually when I'm doing my normal makeup, or like we did in the full coverage makeup, we started with our foundation and we worked with other products after. So we did foundation, concealer, bronzer, blush, things like that. In this makeup, in order to kind of keep it looking very skin-like and very lightweight, I'm actually going to be starting with a bronzer. So I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This is a very beautiful bronzer and contour. A little bit goes a long way. It also melts into the skin very nicely, and I just love how natural it looks. So I'm just applying this on the forehead and my cheekbones. I will apply some on my nose. We're definitely going to do a little bit of nose contour. We're going to do underneath the lip. You don't have to do that, but I definitely like what this gives my lip. It makes my lip look a little bit plumper, so that's why I apply underneath my lip. Then I'm just going to take a brush and blend that out into my skin. Also, if you do want to add more, you can. It's a very buildable contour or bronzer. Next, we're going to be going in with concealer, and for concealer, I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics Power Plush Long Wear Concealer. And we're just going to go underneath the eye, and I'm just doing a little bit on the inner corner, a little bit on the outer corner. We're not going to go too crazy with the concealer. I do have some discoloration, so I'm going to go around my nose, and I'm just going to use a brush to blend out the concealer. The reason I chose this Kylie concealer is because I feel like it is such a lightweight concealer where it doesn't feel like anything is on your skin, but it gives you a decent amount of coverage for your under eye area or anywhere else you may want to put it. It's also very buildable, so if you need to put any more, you definitely can without it getting cakey. Now for me personally, I am going to be using a skin tint on the portions over here, like underneath my jawline and a little bit on my forehead. The reason for that is because I do feel like I deal with a little bit of discoloration after my pregnancy, mainly in this area here, and I just feel like this is not a very seamless. It looks like it is on camera, but I just feel like this is not a very seamless transition between my neck and my face. So I tend to just use like a skin tint, or you can use your concealer all over. I just personally like to use a skin tint rather than a concealer all over my face. So for the skin tint, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Light Reveal. I literally took the smallest amount on the back of my hand, and then to apply it, I'm actually just using a stipple brush. I'm using a stipple brush to apply it, so I'm just swirling it onto the brush, and then I will swirl it on the areas of my face that I haven't applied product to. And as you guys can see, I'm working around the bronzer that we applied because this is just going to keep everything very, very lightweight. And I'm just taking any little excess and applying it over the bronzer on my nose just to kind of diffuse it a little. And that is it for the skin eyes, and I just feel a little bit more even and more even. I just feel even, and that's what I want to feel, so that's what I did. Next up we have blush, and there are so many blush options that I could choose from. There's a bunch from e.l.f. that I really do love. There's a few from NARS. The list honestly will go on, but I felt like for today's video, this product was gonna be perfect. So I'm gonna be using the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Dewy Flush. And I have these two shades here. I believe these are the only two shades. I do love to mix these two together a lot of the time. You don't need to wear these with makeup. They're basically like skincare, so you can wear it with just skincare and not anything else. But whenever I'm doing a lightweight makeup, these are definitely in my top 3. So I'm gonna start with applying the Watermelon Flush one, and I'm just gonna take right on the apple of my cheek here. And I'm actually just gonna use the same stippling brush that I use for my tinted moisturizer, and I'm gonna blend her out. I am gonna take a little bit and plop some right on the bridge of my nose. I'll do a little dot under, and I'm just gonna blend it out sideways, not up and down. I'm gonna go side to side just to kind of create a little bit more of that sunburnt, sun-kissed kind of look. Also, for my girlies that don't have bangs, it's also a nice little touch when you add some blush on the top of your forehead. I don't know why I've recently started doing lines. Having some blush on my forehead just, I feel, ties the look together. And I really do love this placement of the blush because it just feels like you were out in the sun all day and you got a nice sun-kissed look, a little bit of sunburn, which is probably not good for your skin, but it looks cute. Can't lie. Before we do any more face products, we're gonna do our eyebrows really quick. I'm just gonna be using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, and then I'm gonna be using the Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 3.5. These are like my holy grail eyebrow product. To keep the brows looking a little bit more natural, I go in with the 24-Hour Brow Setter first, and we're just gonna brush through our brows. I think a nice natural brow goes so well with this look. Of course, if you love a bold brow, go right ahead and do your bold brow. I definitely am a fan of a bold brow whenever doing bolder makeup, but I just feel like when I'm doing this type of glowy makeup, more lightweight makeup, I want my brows to kind of fit theme as well. Now, I'm definitely still shaping my eyebrows, but I'm kind of keeping it very lightweight. I'm using a very light hand and creating brush strokes when I'm filling in my eyebrow. Every other time that I do fill in my eyebrow, I use a heavier hand and I kind of create a more, I guess you can say, pronounced shape. I'm just topping it off again with a little bit more of the brow gel, and I think we have a perfect brow for this look. So we want to make sure that our makeup is still going to be set in. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with a little bit of a translucent setting powder. This is going to be the Hourglass Mineral Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Now, the difference with this makeup look compared to a heavier makeup look or kind of my normal makeup look that whenever I have glowy skin like this, I want to keep majority of the glow. So what I do is actually just take a fluffy brush, but I don't want so much powder on my face, so I dip my brush into my powder, I tap off a crap ton of the excess, and then what I do is I swipe underneath my eye so that we can set the under eye area. And I'm going to make sure to keep it very focused directly underneath the eye and away from the high point of my cheek, because that right there is what I want to keep. If you guys can see when I move that high point on my cheek, I want to keep. And then I don't like a center oiliness here because that's usually where I do get oily if I do have any oil come through. So I'm just gonna do a little dusting of the setting powder right across the middle of my. Now, with a lightweight makeup, I definitely keep the eyes very simple. So I'll probably sometimes just throw on a lash or a little bit of eyeliner, anything along those lines. I think for today I'm just gonna throw on a lash, so let me go do that really. Now the last step for our face is gonna be setting spray. We are done with all the products that we're gonna apply to the face, and setting spray is just gonna help to lock in our makeup for the day, make sure that it's gonna stay on, and make sure that nothing kind of smears or if you sweat or anything. So for that, I actually I'm a little crazy. I like to use 2 setting sprays very frequently whenever I'm doing my makeup, and it's not necessary, but for me, I just feel very locked in whenever I do 2 setting sprays. For today, we're gonna be using 2, like I said, and the first one I'm going to be using is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. The reason I'm using this is because it's in the name Dewy and I want it to remain dewy. And then I'm going to be using this iconic London Prep Set and Glow setting spray as well. I mean, can you tell why I want to use this? This is freaking beautiful and I love her. So we're going to do a mixture of the 2. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Spray first. Then finally we'll go in with the iconic London. Do you see me? Do you guys see me? I feel like I should be a mermaid or something. Okay, and there you guys have it. This is the final look. In my opinion, I think this is the perfect lightweight glowy summer makeup look. We have a glow coming from all angles. We don't feel like we have a crap ton of makeup on, and it just looks like our skin but really enhanced. Just think this look is so pretty, and it literally will take you probably 20-30 minutes max, if anything. But yeah, if you guys want to see more from me when I'm not posting on here, check out my social medias. I have Instagram and TikTok. They'll be linked down below in the description box. Most of the products that I use today will be linked in my Amazon storefront. If you do want to check them out, you can go ahead and click the link in the description box as well. If you want to see more from me on here, then be sure to subscribe. Also leave a like on this video, and I would also love to know what your favorite thing about this makeup look is, or what your favorite part of this video was, and you can leave that in the comments below. But other than that, that is all I have for you today, so I will see you in the next video. Bye!